know your reputation at work? Well, you should, because it could make or break you.
Today we've got imaging expert Pamela Johnston here to help you put your best foot forward. Good to have you with us. I don't think people think about this enough, how they're perceived and what the reputation is in the workplace.
Actually, I think some people obsess over it.
Right.
And some people ignore it. And the people who obsess over it, they act like frantic deer in headlights. And the people who ignore it, they wait until it's too late when they have a problem that they need to deal with.
So what advice would you give
Well,
to both?
Well, one of the first things is performance. When you are a top performer and you can prove it and promote it, you're going to get cut a lot of extra slack. So when you know you're doing a good job, don't keep it quiet. Another great piece of advice is to not panic. We all know the phrase deer in headlights.
Yeah.
Well, life happens and you really need to just sometimes take a deep breath. Not everything is going to make or break your reputation.
And this gets back to one of the things that you talk about a lot, which is communication,
Yeah.
proper communication in the workplace. How does that unfold in a way that helps your reputation?
Well, it's a great question because a lot of people don't know how to communicate in the workplace. They become unauthentic. They lose who they are and start acting like somebody else.
And you can see that, you know, on the other side of that, you can see through it.
Haven't you ever been to a party and somebody says something or in a meeting and you know the person who's full of it?
Yeah.
You know exactly who they are because they're not walking the walk. And you can see it and you can smell it in their body language. So one of the best things to do for your reputation is to be authentic. Know what you know and know what you don't know.
It's also important to lift others up and build relationships with other people, don't you think?
I think that's something that's so often overlooked. Everybody wants to be praised, yet they are so shy in praising others. It's a really smart idea to give praise and promotion to those who you seek it from, and it's a great idea to lift others up. When you're in a workplace and you're able to lift others up, it's a sign of leadership. It builds defenses around you, and it builds that camaraderie so that when you do have something that's tough to deal with, you have a team of people who already have a perception of you that is strong, authentic, and real.
And it seems like it would foster a very positive workplace anyway. You create an environment where people are expecting to compliment each other, expecting to lift each other up. That's a nice place to work.
Because it can get bad in the workplace. I mean, people can get catty, right?
Why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me when you say that?
It can get really bad and catty. And harassing.
Isn't it sad how seldom other people are willing to lift others up? And that's that self-centric mentality. And people need to move from a mentality of defending themselves to repairing themselves and helping others. So it's a very quick perspective change that makes a huge difference.
You talked about being authentic, and that part of that is knowing what you know and knowing what you don't know. What about learning? What about getting better and improving yourself in the workplace? And how does that affect your reputation?
Well, the greatest thing in the workplace is making a mistake. Other people feel like, oh my God, I made this terrible mistake, when in fact a mistake is your opportunity to create a new reality of how people perceive you. It's not what happens, it's what happens next. You always hear people say, it's not what happens, it's how you react
to what happens,
to it.
yeah.
So how you fix it and learn it.
Learning is a key way of moving on to create not only great reputation, but increased skill set and increased respect. People who don't learn and act like they know it all, or recoil from an error, they're not the people who are going to be the big performers and the leaders.
So what would you say is the most important thing to have for your reputation in the workplace? The most important quality?
Authenticity.
Just to be you at all times.
JD,
And
will you be you?
I will be me. I will be me as I say thank you to Pamela. Thank you. Those are all really good tips. It's something we should all be really aware of.
Thank you so much.